All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Darwin Malagueño. I'm your teacher in Empowerment Technology. So, today we'll talk about Microsoft Excel and some of the advanced features of Microsoft Excel. Later on, just so you know, we'll also do some demonstration on how to edit some formula and some of the other advanced features that we can find. We can make use of using Microsoft Excel. But anyway, if you're ready, then let's get started. All right. So at the end of our lesson today, you are expected to familiarize with the different components of Microsoft Excel and use several conditional functions available in MS Excel. Also, there are a number of spreadsheets programs. Hold on. Okay. There are a number of spreadsheets programs from all of them, but Microsoft Excel is most widely used. Um, okay. So just to give you some brief description about Microsoft Excel, also people have been using it for the past 30 years, and throughout these years it has been upgraded with more features, and we'll see that later on. The best part of Excel is that it can apply to many business tasks, including statistics, finance, data management, forecasting, analysis, inventory, billing, and business intelligence. So here are some of the information that I gathered online. Microsoft Excel is a powerful spreadsheet application that can be used for anything from a simple database all the way up to a full-fledged Windows application full with Windows, forms, macros, and add-ons. You can use Excel to calculate a car loan payment, graph data, manage customer records, keep an address book, etc. And Excel is currently used by most of large financial institutions for daily financial data analysis. It has a huge range of financial functions, formulas, and add-ons that allows you to use Excel to store and analyze data in simple, quick way. So it means that we can make use of Excel in many different ways and means. Okay. So there are three most important components of Excel. Take note of these. So the first one is workbook. A workbook is a separate file, just like every other application that you have. One workbook contains one or more worksheets. It's also the same exact thing with what you have, like that of the Microsoft Word. So you have the Microsoft document, Word document. Okay. Also, inside the workbook, if you happen to open a certain workbook, you have worksheets, and the worksheet is made up of an individual cells which contain the value, a formula, or text, and you can rename the worksheet itself. So if you've got worksheet, the default, by the way, name of the worksheet is worksheet 1 or sheet 1, sorry. Now, as I was saying earlier, inside the worksheet you have a cell, which is the smallest but most powerful part of a spreadsheet. You can enter your data into a cell either by typing or by copy pastes. Alright, so there are also other ways wherein you can make use of the cell, and there you can also directly enter the formula, although you have a formula bar. So there are a lot of things that you can do with the cell itself. Now I'm showing you this time alright, so right now I'm showing you the components of Microsoft Excel, as you can see. So we have here, you have here the file menu, and it's on top of the page. It says file menu. All right, number 1 is active cell. Alright, so the active cell is highlighted in green. If you click on that certain cell will be highlighted, but you can also select multiple cells and the entire cells will be highlighted too. Alright, so that's number 1. There you'll enter your data that you would like to, your input as we call it. Now, you also have the columns. So you have here column A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth. So it's the vertical cells that you can find in there, and it's also highlighted in red, as you can see. But right now it's not in. But in reality it doesn't show any red. It's just for the sake of highlighting it for you to see it on my presentation. That's number 2. And number 3 is the rows. Okay, so we got row 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. These are the vertical cells that you have there, and it's highlighted in red too. Okay. And number 4 is the fill handle. Right now you can't see that, but if you try to, and I'll want to show, I'll show that to you later on. If you go to the cell or to the active cell, to the one that is highlighted in green, below that on the on the bottom left side corner of the active cell itself, you have there the dot, which is the fill handle. So by just clicking on that and dragging it down, you can click on that and drag it down, okay, so that the formula that is written on that particular cell will also be copied depending on the direction where you slide your mouse, slide the fill handle on the downwards or on the other side, on the left side or right side. That depends. Right, so that's number 4. Number 5 is the address book. So whenever you using your mouse, whenever you click on that active cell, automatically the address bar will show the specific column and row where that active cell is located. All right, it's just separated by column. So you have here, you'll see there the column number and the row number, right? Separated by column. Okay, so that's number 5. Next is number 6, which is the formula bar. Of course, the name itself states that that's the place, or that's where you type in the formula. And I'm gonna show you later on the different types of formula that you can type directly on the in the formula bar or directly using the active cell. So that's number 6. And number 7 is the title bar. It's on the topmost center corner, topmost name that you have on top of the workbook. It's the name of the workbook itself, and you can definitely rename that. That depends on you. So that's the title bar. Number 8 is the file menu, and later on I'll show you how to, the other options that are available under the file menu. This is the part where once you're done with everything with the computations, you just simply click on the file menu, and then that's the button where you need to click in order for you to save the workbook. All right, that's number 8. And you have there the quick access toolbar. So that's also an option where you can see the recently clicked or recently used buttons that you have while you are using the workbook itself, or while you are using Microsoft Excel. So that's number 9. And of course, number 10 are the ribbons tab. So it will show you different options available in Microsoft Excel depending on the tabs that you're clicking. Okay, so you have there the file tab, home tab, insert tab, page layout, formula, and so on and so forth. So by clicking on that specific tab, it will show you different ribbons on it. All right, and some of the ribbons will also be discussed by me during the demonstration. All right, number 11 is the worksheet tab. It's on the bottom of the screen, as you can see that. It says sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So that's the name of the sheet, and you can also, as I was saying earlier, rename that. That depends on you. Okay, but just make sure that you're not using a certain special characters like apostrophe, question mark, and so on, because it will not be registered, or this is would not allow you to make use of those special characters. Alright, and number 12 is the status bar. Alright, so some notifications and errors will also be shown in there, actually. Okay. Alright, for the sake of this discussion, let's go ahead and define the key terms that you really have to understand before moving on to the demonstration. So, number 1 is active cell. It's a cell which is currently selected, alright? It will be highlighted by a rectangular box, the green colored box, and its address will be shown in address bar. As I was saying earlier, you can activate a cell by clicking on it or by using your arrow buttons to edit a cell. You double click on it or use F2 to F2 as well. Alright, so you have to double click the active cell and do it in order to activate the the cell itself. So the column. The column is a vertical set of cells. A single worksheet contains, yeah, this is the exact number of columns available in Microsoft Excel. That's 16,384. Take note of the numbers. That's the total columns that is available right now in Microsoft Excel for each worksheet. And every column has its own alphabet. So it's in alphabet from A to XFD. And you can select a column by clicking on its header. Now, if you wish to select the entire column, go to the header. You see the letters on top of the worksheet. So you have there letter A, B, C. So if you, as I was saying, if you wish to select everything under the column A, then just click the letter A. All right, the header itself. Next one is a row. A row is a horizontal cell of set of cells. A single worksheet contains 1,048,576 total rows. Again, that's 1,048,576 total rows, and every row has its own number for identity, and starting from 1 to that specific number. Right? You can select a row by clicking on the row number marked on the left side of the window. Same exact thing with what we can do in order to select the entire, column A under the row row 1, for example. You can simply click on the row and the number 1 that's on the left side corner of the screen. Okay, just click on it, the number 1, and then everything inside the row number 1 will be selected. All right, and will be adjusted depending on, as I was saying, depending on your preference. Next one is the fill handle. So it's a small dot present on the lower right corner of the active cell. So once you were able to click a single cell, below that on the right lower corner, all right, lower right corner of the active cell, you see there a dot. So that's the fill handle, and it helps you to fill numeric values, text series, insert ranges, insert serial numbers, or even repeat the formula that you have used on that particular cell. Right. Address bar. The address bar is a small input bar or at the left side of the window, and it shows the address of the active cell. If you have selected more than one cell, then it will show the address of the first cell in the range. Okay. Formula bar. Formula bar is an input bar where below the ribbon, all right, you see the tab, and if by clicking on the tab, it will show you different ribbons. So just below the ribbons, you see the formula bar, and it shows the content of the active cell. And if you can, you can also use it to enter a formula cell, which I'm going to teach you later on. Also, the title bar, that's the number 7. The title bar will show the name of your workbook, followed by the application and Microsoft Excel. Also, you have the file menu. The file menu is simple menu just like the same other applications. It contains options like save, save as, open new, print, Excel options, or even export it into different file format. And you also have the quick access toolbar, a toolbar to quickly access the options which you frequently use. You can add your favorite options by adding new options to quick access toolbar. Alright, you also have the ribbons tab, as I've discussed you earlier. Starting from Microsoft Excel 2007, all the options menus are replaced with the ribbons, and the ribbons tabs are the bunch of specific options group which further contains options. So we'll discover all these later on. We also have the status bar. It is a thin bar at the bottom of this Excel window. It will give you an instant help once you start working on with your Excel. And number 11 is the worksheet tab. The tab shows that the worksheets that are present in the workbook. By default, you will see the 3 worksheets in your new workbook with the name sheet number 1 without space, of course, sheet 2 and sheet 3 respectively. Okay, and these are also some of the key terms. Okay, I think I don't need to discuss this later on. We'll just go on to the demonstration. Alright. By the way, criteria and average range, we'll also do this later on. So criteria is a value or label that determines if a cell is part of the range to be averaged, and the average range is the actual range of cell that will be averaged if the mid of the range will be used instead. Alright, let's go on to the demonstration because I'm excited to do this calculate using Microsoft Excel. Alright. Okay, so right now I have here my Microsoft Excel ready, and I have my formula right now. So let's see. So what I'm showing you right now is a Microsoft Excel worksheet. So I've got sheet number 1. Okay, and these are the scores. Let me just type in score so you'll see what it is, what it's for. All right, these are the score. Okay, score number 1, score number 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so first score is 34, second score is 35, and so on. And by the way, this is the total score. That's sorry, average score. Average. Let's move into the basic first. So what I'm gonna do is I'll create a new cell. So this is the one that I'm talking about. So this is the active cell, okay? And you see it's highlighted in green. If I select multiple cells, and this is what will happen. All right, everything will be highlighted, and it will be enclosed in a green border. Okay, and this is the fill handle. This is the fill handle. So you see, let me just zoom it in. Right, this is the fill handle. That's the green dot, just at the bottom right side of the active cell. And here you see the address bar. So this is A1 because it's under A, column A, and row 1. All right, A1. That's the name of the cell. All right, cell A1. Now this is the formula bar. This is where you type put input your data. Say for example, let's type in score. Okay, if I type in here in the formula bar, the word score will also be shown on the active cell. Okay, now this is a file tab that I was talking about earlier. If you click on the file tab, then it will show you multiple options where you can save it, okay, and print it. That depends, or export it or publish it. That depends on you. You also have here the home tab, and this is same exact thing with what you have in Microsoft Word. However, it has have some difference. But anyway, right now this is about, you see options like clipboard, font, alignment, number, styles, cells, editing, analysis, and so on. Okay, under this insert tab, you have here the pivot table, illustrations, where you can put some shape from your device or from stock images or online pictures directly. Make sure that you're connected online. You can also put some shapes, circle, rectangle, that depends, lines. You can also put some icons or 3D models if you have, right? Add-ins, okay. You can also add some charts like this one, bar graph, tree map, sunburst, okay, pie graph, right? All right, like this one that I have here. Let me erase it. Okay. All right, and yeah, so that's it. What else? You can also put some line columns. All right, spark line slicer, okay, and text and other symbols. Okay, page layout. You have margins, orientation, size, print. Okay, formula. So this is one of the features of Microsoft Excel, because there you can select an automatic formula for your mathematical problems. Okay, so you have under AutoSum, it's basically default in AutoSum, but by clicking on the drop down arrow, you'll see here sum, average, count numbers, max, mins, and more functions and other functions there. Okay, and data there. So alright, so far so good. Now you have here sheet number 1 and sheet number 2. Okay, this is where you zoom it in and zoom it out. Alright, let me just zoom it in. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll try to put some scores. For example, let me type in score, say, or grade. Say you have your grade, and you have 95, 90, 92, 93. How are you going to get the average of all of these numbers? Okay, let me just put it in the center. Okay, so you have grade and the 95, 90, 92, and 95. Sorry, 93. So in order for you to get the average, you may click on different, you may type it in here directly to the active cell. Like for example, in here below, all these grades you have, and you'd like to get the average. So let's see, average. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing they have to do is to type in the equal sign. There you go. So that the program or the software will determine that what you'll be entering is a formula. All right. Now you can type in average. Okay, average. Then highlight. Okay, click on the 95 on top, the A2 cell, and then slide it down to A5. Then you see here the formula A2 colon A5, and enclose it into parentheses, and then hit enter. So that's 92.5. That's your average. Okay. Now if you would like to, remove the decimal point, then you can go in here under home tab. You see the number, then just click on decrease decimal. So you got 93. So that's your average. Easy, right? Let me just show you how to show you the formula itself. In order for you to see the formula of that average, you just need to click A6, because that's where our average appeared. Then you can see here the formula. In the formula bar, you have equals, then average, parenthesis, open parenthesis, A2 colon A5, then close parenthesis. That's it. That's your average. Now how about getting the summary, the sum of that particular grade? Let's go ahead and take a look. So what I'm going to do is, you first need to begin, type in the equal sign, then you can type in the sum. You see the formula automatically appears. Click on the sum, and you see the parenthesis. Okay, or you can just type in sum and then parenthesis, then click on the A2 as the first grade that you have until A5. All right, because you've got here four grades from possibly 4 different subjects. Then here's the formula: equals sum parenthesis the A2 colon A5, then close it into parenthesis and hit enter. So you see this is the total sum that you have. All right, the sum of all the grades that you have, 370, and the average is 93. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of the complicated formula that you can use. Alright, so I'm showing you now some of the complicated formula that you can make use of. So let's begin with the equals if formula. So if you would like to determine whether, you have to add some criteria, by the way. So this is equals if, and then parenthesis, and you have here H2. H2 basically is the cell where the average score is located. So H2, and you have to type in the greater than, and then 30. If your score is more than 30, right? So right now I set it to 30, so that's the passing score. Comma, put some comma, and then apostrophe, then passed. So that depends if you'd like it to be capitalized or not. So passed, and then another apostrophe, and then comma. So if it's not passed, otherwise it should be failed. So you can put some. You can type in comma, and then another apostrophe, and then failed, and then another apostrophe, and then close parenthesis. So that's a formula, and this is what will happen if we do that. So everything that is below 30 will be failed. As you can see right now, 28 is the average score, so that means it's failed. But if you have 30, for example, you'll see it'll be 31. Say 31. Yeah, it's 31. It's passed. Okay, so that's one of the things. Again, that's equals if. All right, it's back actually showing right now on your screen, and you can do some. Sorry, that's one of the That's one of the formula that you can make use of. So the next one is, what if you would like to determine the color? Sorry, you'd like to determine whether, I don't know, whether the criteria is, what is this? Hold on. Sorry, another formula is this one, equals and then A12. Right, hold on. Control Z. Hold on. So the formula should determine whether the criteria that you have here is equal to the word or value that you have entered in here. For example, as you can see, this one, the label that we have is true, right? So if the input under A12 until 14 is red, then it gotta be true. Okay, that's why you have there true. Otherwise, it should be false. Take a look at the formula. Equals A2. That's the cell A2 where the color is located. Then you type in equals and then apostrophe red, and then another apostrophe. Okay, so if the word red appears under the column A, then the result should be true. Otherwise, if the red does not appear, then it should be false. Okay, and you can also do vice versa. Okay, you can change this instead of equals. All right, instead of equals. All right. So if you would like to change the formula, so if here you see equals not, this is the use of equals not formula. Type in the equals and then not and then parenthesis. If the red does not appear, then the answer should be false. All right. So as you can see, it's blue. Then therefore the result is false. So equals not parenthesis A13, because A13 is where, again, as I was saying, the color appears, equals apostrophe red apostrophe and then close parenthesis. That's why if you hit enter, that will be true because the red is not there. Right. So the next thing is, the next formula is this one, a bit complicated. So let me just read it to you, the formula first. It's equals F parenthesis, then the grade. So I have here the grade 18, 19, 90, 75, 80, 89. So what if you'd like to label it to into pass or fail? So we have here if parenthesis and then the cell where that grade is located. So you have here A 17, all right, because the grade 80 is in there. So equals if parenthesis A17 there, then greater than or equals to. So you got or greater than or equals to sign, then you have 80. Okay, so if it's equal to or less than 80, it gotta be sorry, greater than 80, it gotta be pass, otherwise it should be fail. Let me just type hit enter. So that's why it's pass, because it's 80. All right, the next one should be passed because it's 90. Same exact formula, but you can see in here the cell where where the grade is located is in A18. All right, so if parenthesis equals if parenthesis A18 is greater than or equal to 80, then you put comma and then apostrophe, then the word pass, type in the word pass, apostrophe, another comma, and then apostrophe, and then fail, type in the word fail, and then apostrophe, and then close parenthesis. So this is a formula for you not to to forget this. You can take a screenshot for that, right? And then if you hit enter, there you go. So the next one is 75. It's basically less than 80, so that's why it's fail or failed. It gotta be failed. Hold on. All right, it's failed. Okay, pass or fail. There. Okay, so it's below 80. Another one is 80, pass 80, and then is pass. All right, so that's the formula for if, and then pass or fail. The next one is about net if formula. So for net if formula, you have there a grading system, for example, or a labeling whether the specific number is categorized under A, B, C, and so on. So right now I have here say the name of the students. Student number one is Procopio, Marcela, Aguilar, Pedro, Juan. So these are the names, and these are their scores. All right. So you got 94 for Procopio. He has 94. Marcela is 95. Aguilar is 79. Pedro is 81, and Juan is 95. So these are the grades. Now, how are you going to what's the formula in order to determine the category, whether they belong to category A, B, C, and so on? So this is the formula, a bit complicated now. So you have here equals if, all right, and as you can see it says B26. B26 is column B. Hold on. Escape. All right. So it says B26. This is the part. B if B26, so you see it's highlighted. B26 is 94. If a 94 is greater than 64, so greater than symbol, type in 64, comma, and then put in apostrophe F, another apostrophe, then comma. All right. So it will be categorized as any score below 64 is under the category of F. All right, it's same exact thing. If this one, okay, escape. This formula 2, hold on. Yeah, so B27, if B27 is 85, if 85 is less than 73, then it's under the category of letter D. All right, that's why you see it's 85, so it got to be under letter B. So that depends on you. Also the same exact thing when we hear if B28, okay. All right. So if B28 is less than 85, it's under category of C. All right. And if B28, this one, 29, if B29 is less than 95, category is B. So this is a formula, right? And you have to enclose that into 4 parentheses, okay? Because we got 4 parentheses in here. Okay, so there. So that's why it's automatically categorized based on the scale of your score. So 0 to 63 is F, 64 to 72 is D. This is, this will be decided by you, of course. So 0 to 63 is F, 64 to 72 is D, 73 to 84 is C, 75 to 94 is B, and 95 to 100 is A. So there's a formula in here. What you have, the formula, by the way, is found in column C, right? Because that's the power this category should show. Alright, so far those are some of the basics of putting some criteria in your formula using the equals if formula and what else? And equal sum formula. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and if you have a question, don't forget to send message directly to your subject teacher, and we'll be more than willing to assist you. Alright, and I hope you learned something today. My name is Darwin, and you have a great day. Bye.